employment law and human resource management consulting professionals as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The Third Umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on The Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
A lovely day for cricket. Blue skies and gentle breeze. The Indians are waiting now to play the West Indies. A signal from the umpire. The match is going to start. The cricketers come on the field. They all look very smart. Irapali Prasana, Gigi Boy and Wadeka, Krishna Murthy and Vishnu Mankad. Them boys could well play cricket on any kind of wicket. They make the West Indies team look so bad. We was in all kind of trouble. Joey Carew pull a muscle, Clive Lloyd get about 3 run out. We was in trouble without a doubt. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Venkataraghavan, Bedi in a turban, Vijay Jaishima, Jayantilal. They helped to win the series against the West Indies at Sabina Park and Queen's Park Oval. 158 by Kanai really sent our hopes up high. Noriega 9 for 95. The Indian team, they still survive. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Janjurani, Solka Abidali, Dilip Sadesai and Vishwanath. They make West Indies bowlers look like second-raters when those fellows came out here to bat. West Indies tried holder and keep voice. They had no other choice. They even tried with Newton Dow, but a shot at the sorry they bring him now. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Desmond Lewis, also Charlie Davis, they take a little shame from out we face. But so Buzz as a captain, he won plenty coaching before we cricket end up in a disgrace. Beatty here that he became a father, he catch out Holford in the cover. But when Sobers here, he too had a son. He made duck and went back in the pavilion. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't love the Vasca at all. You know the West Indies couldn't love the Vasca at all.
Good afternoon to all our listeners. Good afternoon to you on the commute to and fro from work. Those of you who picking up work, those of you finished work, good afternoon. And we want to thank you for giving us this little 2 hours on a Friday. We try to make Friday very light for you because you've had a difficult week. You know, a blessed week, however, in this Twin Island Republic. There are many adjectives to go before that word republic, but we will get into that as we discuss. Good afternoon to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil IWER George himself. I don't know if he carries the Water Lord Sobriquet after the carnival, but we want to thank him for allowing us to use this platform for positivity. Not many of us are akin to share our mic. Those of us who, sometimes we hug the mic a little bit, and Mr. George has so graciously shared his mic, his platform with us, so that we can engage you. Good afternoon to you and your family, and we want to thank God, the Creator, for life. You know, at the end of the day, we could come together and just discuss things, and not in an acrimonious manner. This is the Third Empire. All views are important. Forget the color of our jerseys, and we will forget the color of yours. And we will just discuss matters at hand. Good afternoon to my two fellow empires. So the game should be very interesting today. Good afternoon, Senior Matheson. Mr. Mitchell, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's interesting that 3 of us here today, because I don't think for the week we have been seen together for the week, probably Monday alone.
Yes.
But it's interesting that 3 of us here, and we are the original umpires.
Yes.
And it's interesting also that they say IWER, thanking IWER for sharing his microphone, because everybody will share the microphone, especially women.
Correct.
They don't want to share the microphone at all.
You looking for big soul this time. Sold for you tonight. Go ahead and talk.
But
I feel you're larger than complete.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, man. Very, very interesting. We had a very interesting week. I mean, a lot of things have happened locally and internationally too on the geopolitical front. We would want to probably discuss some of that too. And
I didn't hear the Prime Minister's announcement. You heard she had some announcement to make today?
When today?
Yes, she said she should have said something at 1:30 when Cabinet convenes.
After?
She would have made some...
Before Parliament then?
Before Parliament, sorry. She said 1:30, but I didn't hear anything. Maybe as we discuss it might come up on the feed. Somebody
and to those of you who are listening, I mean, I know yesterday, for whatever reason, at this hour, the radio was down. So most of you who would have viewed the program will have viewed the program on YouTube and probably Facebook.
Yeah.
I myself was trying to listen.
Hopefully it was not drone attack.
Well, hopefully it was not drone attack.
Yes. Hopefully it wasn't. Station was. We don't know. A radio station is an important thing today.
It's an important tool.
Yeah.
Important tool for communication.
For real. There's some places in the world, the radio station gone.
Some places in the world use it for propaganda.
Well, correct.
Yeah.
And it depends on which side of the fence you're on, eh?
Yeah.
That could be useful and it could be detrimental too.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, it's a tool, eh? It's a tool, you know. Sometimes people talk about what is a weapon. A weapon is only defined in my view is how you use it, you know. I can take a cutlass and cut grass and plant corn. I can take the same cutlass and chop a man.
Yeah.
Is that a good tool or a bad tool?
Yeah.
How you use it? I can take a gun and shoot snake or bandit, and I can shoot an innocent man. So it's how you use it really and truly, and discretion plays an important role in what you do, what you have.
And like it or not, propaganda is a serious tool.
It's a tool, yeah.
In any war,
Yeah.
and in politics too.
Yeah.
You could win or lose an election depending on how that machinery
Yeah.
spins.
It's how you use your mic.
Correct.
You can use your mic all how you know.
Correct, correct,
And
correct.
whose hands the mic is in can determine the outcome,
Correct, correct, correct.
right?
It depends largely on how you use that mic.
So I didn't know there was supposed to be a announcement by the Prime Minister. There's a lot going on in the economy and so forth. But you know, sometimes I listen to the program before we came on.
Well, the price of oil gone to over 100. It was 119 or later,
Over 100?
120. It's now over 100. I mean, it's
Yeah.
way over 100.
Well, the funny thing about that, you know, that's what I was saying, the program before, sometimes you had to listen and cool down, you know, because if you take it on, you go mad, you know.
Yeah, that's why.
But here what's going to happen next. We may think, and I spoke about it this week, we may think we in a good place that oil price going up. Well, we are selling much oil from Trinidad. If we sell a little 40,000 barrel a day, we're
Yes,
selling plenty. You know,
true.
not much, not to talk about. But the flip side of that, we import all our fuel.
Yeah.
And the fuel price going up, it went up by 68 cents already in the
Yes.
States, they per gallon or something like that. The purchase price of fuel for us will go up.
Yes.
The question we have to ask ourselves, will a subsidy be applied, or would that increased price of fuel be passed on
But that's
to the
something-
consumer?
That may be what the Prime Minister talked to us about, because clearly, certainly we can't afford a subsidy now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they will have to sell that on, either try to sell that on the market at the market price, and
Yep.
it is going up astronomically.
Yep. What I'm seeing, if I more listen to Al Jazeera than CNN and so forth, just for some more balance there. So this Hamas, HOMUZ, Hamas stretch and so
Or
forth,
the Strait of Hormuz.
Strait of Hamas and so forth. Iran say, here we're going on. Nothing there passing, you know. Tanker say, well, we are going. Trump say, well, you're coward. They say,
A few try to pass.
try to pass, that's why they say-
And they felt the
they
road
fell
of
the
Iran.
route of Iran. So 60% of the world crude oil pass through there. 60%.
But strange, Iran is allowing Chinese vessels to pass. Sorry.
But probably Chinese supporting them in the war.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably Chinese supporting them.
They're allowing
So-
Chinese vessels to pass.
The question is, how many, and I had the chart, you know, how many countries on that side have storage capacity? Some have a week storage, some have, but it's not no 2 month storage they have, really and truly. So this conflict,
It's a critical reserve for which
Have-
I think legislation are being passed for most countries to be able to utilize the critical reserves right now.
no, I'm talking about those in the Middle East who have storage for what they're refining. So they drill in the other store. If they're shipping out the other store, it's somewhere, if I have no place to store no more, I just stop drilling. And those reserves is what we're talking about. Do you have capacity to store what you're drilling right now? And those things are being eroded as fast as the days go by. So just now, most of the wells outside, they got to stop. If they don't have place to put what they're drilling.
Well, lots of things are happening in the Middle East. Most of those, a lot of those operations are shutting down incrementally. They're shutting
Yep.
down because the risk is very high. And Iran did say it will make it. If you war with, if Israel and America bomb Iran, they had always said that they will destabilize the Middle East, and which is what they did. They essentially destabilized the Middle East, so that they're making this war a very expensive proposition for America and American allies and all the supporters of America in the Middle East. They're making it very expensive.
But do you think in the long term that strategy lives out and it's a prudent one?
What? Iran?
That strategy, because there are unintended consequences of that as well,
Well, you see-
which will work against you in the long term.
Well, if I can't win you, right, but you coming at me, I will make it very expensive for you and your friends, and which is what they're doing. You see, the thing is, at the end of the day, America was going to bomb them anyway. And what will you do? Just stand up and take the bombing?
No, well, I understand that. I have no issue with with the rules of engagement as it is on either side, I don't have any issues with that. I don't look at war and the morality of it totally, because there are sometimes some very immoral things that take place. But who is legislating? Who is the referee? There's no umpire over there, you know. We over here. There's no third umpire there. So I tell you two things. An unintended consequence of this as well is that Iran has united some of their own Muslim brothers,
of course,
who would have not otherwise acted.
Some Sunnis,
And that is a serious dynamic for the long term. Because remember, a lot of restraint, Jordan and all those places, were really critical in restraint before with Israel. Because listen, you can't really touch with Muslim brother just so. Now that they have decided that, listen to me, it's one for all and all for one, the only thing for me that saves them is that there's not unilateral decision for everybody to get involved. France is now getting involved, the center frigate. The German people are now involved. But the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, those from the Emirates are slowly kind of... remember, there's a long-term Muslim relationship which they benefited from all before now.
Well, I think they know that Iran really don't want to attack them. But Iran feels that it is existential to attack them because they are in some way seen as enablers of America, the American
agenda,
supremacy and agenda in that part of the world. Most of America has a lot of bases in those most of those countries, and as such, most of the planning, sometimes most of the takeoff and landing and that kind of thing takes place on land in those areas, and as such, Iran are seeing it as you are an enabler of what is happening to us, and that's a problem.
The question is the long-term agenda or the long-term intent. It started off by saying the intention is to stop Iran from building some nuclear missile or nuclear warhead or some kind of thing. It started off that, and I go back to start off with weapon of mass destruction, and a story is always created for an event, to give life to an event. Yeah? We on this side can only listen what they say, CNN or BBC and so forth.
Yeah, what anybody say.
And if you go through a lot of the wars that take place and cause and effect, you realize the intention was ill intent from the beginning, but we had to make up a story to start the war.
Well, we
all
had,
the time.
We had always said
when you look at the other side of history, you realize.
Well,
if you go Haiti, you go with you talk Gaddafi, you go straight through all these countries, Africa, all over the place. When you look at the cause and intent of the justification at the end, was really a lie. It was make up a story to do something.
Well, the wars with America, for which more or less is everybody, because America caused all the war in the world to me, are always strategic. And to a large extent, most of the people, the geopolitical commentators and the analysts will tell you that this war is bigger than Iran and has a lot to do with China's growth, just like what would have happened in Venezuela. But to a large extent, although you would have started the war with that intent, the two biggest beneficiary of that war is China and Russia. Two biggest beneficiary. Now, China may lose some in the long run because as the price of oil goes up, you know, China has a lot of stockpile. By the way, China only depends on about 17% of its energy resources in the world as oil and gas. And from that, only about 69%, I think, passes through the Strait of Hormuz, because what China and Russia is doing now, they are now preparing a land-based alternative, pipeline alternative, so that it will be gas will be uninterrupted to China from Russia. So China problem is about to be solved just now. The problem in this war in particular, who it will hurt the most, is the Europeans. It will hurt the Europeans, will hurt Japan and Korea. South Korea. But the thing is, we at this part of the world are being told that this is about preventing Iran from gaining hypersonic missiles and nuclear energy and that kind of thing. When Iran has always told you, although they have some high enrichment, but they've always told you that that is for their energy, that's alternative energy for them. And at the time, I think Russia had already moved that out. A lot of Iran had created a lot of what you call fake planes and all that kind of thing. And a lot of the initial bombing, although they managed to kill the supreme leader, a lot of the bombing of planes and things on the ground and that kind of thing were fake, because most of their infrastructure were underground, for which America seemed not to be able to get it, which is why they are able to relentlessly every night to bomb Israel and other parts of the Middle East as they are doing right now.
I do not. I want to put this very, very carefully. The pretext that the enriched uranium is for domestic use is a risk.
Okay, but
they
might be trying to protect.
But I want you to understand this, because I don't think you see Iran for what it is. Iran is a sovereign nation, and I agree in that. And sovereignty has its inherent rights. However, their militancy in terms of in the world, right? In terms of their terrorist activities, is not an allegation. They have admitted to those things. So they have admitted to the bombings of certain American places and places all over the world. They've said that. Their relationship with the Houthis and other rebel groups in Lebanon and other parts of the world, Yemen, that is not fiction. So I don't want you to see them as an innocent actor just being bullied. That is not so. Because the argument about an existential threat goes both ways. I buy the argument. It goes both ways. I agree. I buy the argument of the Israelis when they use the example of Korea. North Korea said the same thing. This is just for we only playing with this. We're making plasticine with this. And then after a while they say, hey, we lie.
Yeah, but they bomb anybody?
No. But that's not the issue. You don't understand. War does not work like that. War doesn't work like I allowing you to build and then we go trade lash.
Somebody had a bomb. But what is he saying?
That's all that works.
What is he saying? Killing a whole set of people, thousands of people, right? To say that you're trying to save the world by killing a thousand.
That I don't agree with.
Well, exactly.
That I don't agree with. But again, like in everything else,
has been going on? Have we solved any problem?
And you're creating more enemies as a matter of fact. You're creating more haters. You're creating more instability in the world.
So, okay. You see, we do something. We say persons of residence in Iran would go to certain countries and bomb up things and so forth. And what you're saying, we blame the country for them fellas doing that. Because we have the opinion the country sent them to blow that up.
Well, it's not a matter of opinion. The supreme leader, they have always admitted that. They have always admitted where they're
going somewhere.
Yeah. So it's not just trying to make a link.
Right.
Because that might be very
But
far-fetched.
you know that would have been because of little ants created 20, 50 years ago.
Right.
By wickedness you do them.
Right, that's right.
No.
Like what you do now, you think them will try and do them.
I'm not pointing that.
In Gaza and things.
I am not pointing that out to be the start of the fight.
So you plant something there now, and now it's coming back to haunt you, you're vexed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're vexed.
Yeah.
It
According to
starts
Steve,
somewhere
you do, you
because
lie down and take it.
a man leaving.
You can't lie down and take it.
Iran,
Ticket.
just to go up the road to blow up someplace, just to... What's the reason? We gain by
It's
that.
an ideology. It's
an
a
ideology.
It's a cause.
And-
You know.
And that's what we have to understand. So doing all what you do there wouldn't stop it, you know, because those young ones
You're
who
going-
see the suffering
Yeah.
coming at you
Yeah,
after.
but
Coming at
you
you.
create a lot of cells.
Yeah.
So we
A
not
lot of
fixing.
splinter
So
cells.
that way fixing nothing,
That
forget the
fixing
warhead.
nothing.
Yeah, but
That's why I didn't add
but
value
you
to it.
assume, we assuming that the objective is to fix something. And that is never the objective.
We just said what the objective
Yeah.
is earlier.
It is never to
It's
fix
never the
something.
objective.
That's why I say I do not
a
associate
two-head
war
snake.
with morality. They on a chessboard. They on a chessboard. And look at the American president. He has said, listen to me. We're going to try to mitigate death, but soldiers are going to die. Now, that might seem to be a very callous statement, especially for somebody who's sending people.
Did I?
But understand your job, sir. Understand.
What I see taking place here, you see those factories that making the bombs and the guns and the ammunition. It make
becoming-
America great again, you know.
So America, I said it. America doing the same thing Britain did just before it went under
Yeah.
as a world, as the superpower, the world, or the nation
Yeah.
that ruled everything in the world. America is about to go under.
When
You know, the thing is, when you look at what America is doing, it's very easy to see the errors, the kind of enemies you're creating. The world is now dividing. The world, even your best allies now looking at options because you're not a reliable partner again.
Yeah.
Well, last time somebody said that they had trouble, eh?
They mean Maduro?
No, you mean the Prime Minister? The last time somebody questioned friendships and support, we had problems on this hemisphere. But I think we are seeing the realities of power and big nations
Yeah.
who can make these decisions unilaterally. A consequence of war in any form is death, whether it be retaliation or provocation.
Yeah.
If the Iranians retaliate, it's going to be death.
They
If they
retaliate,
initiate, there's going to be death.
and if they retaliate, it will help that.
You understand?
See how the fight
And
and
they,
lie down now.
I think what they may have over everybody else is that they understand that. Now, obviously, in that, because of the size of the nation, there are a lot of innocent there are a lot of innocent people, who want to live a different life ideologically, but cannot.
You know, the UN does have these inspectors that go in to check, to confirm and so forth.
Yeah.
Why we didn't send in some inspectors?
They went. They went.
Did you see anything?
They got limited access, and that was the problem. But what they saw
But it
did
is
not
say-
confirm.
But it did say that from what they know,
Yes, what they saw they didn't confirm.
Iran is no way enriching uranium for
Nuclear
weapons-
purposes.
So where's the purpose of the work?
Yeah,
Because
but-
we realize, see, we're making the UN a fast, you know.
No, it
Of
doesn't.
course it does.
Yes,
UN is
yes,
a
yes,
UN is a fast
Just
long
to
time.
put on, just now they start putting on their skill till coat and drinking candies and so
Once
forth.
somebody
Yeah,
has veto power, then
just a waste of
For
time. because
China,
UN and-
Russia.
China, Russia, America,
Yeah.
7 countries
I
could
look at India now.
do what they want.
Yeah.
And but as I say,
So really doing. So the whole thing kind of, sometimes, you know, I just say, just break up the thing and just build it because it don't make sense no more, you know. UN is just a little talk shop. Everybody go and talk all kind of foolishness and then they go and do what they want after.
But what all of this is doing, and what Trump is doing, he's accelerating the breakup or the weakening of America, accelerating it by astronomically too, very, very quick, because clearly actors that saw America as a great alternative and a great partner is now seeing them as an unreliable partner.
I agreed with
From
that.
the time,
Agreed with
from
that.
the time America, what happened in 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine and Russian assets, I think it's 300 billion were seized. 300 billion, yeah, 300 billion were seized. The world starts seeing that as something you don't do. If you get vexed with me, you could just seize my money.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't totally agree with you. Because I think on the flip side of it, what this gentleman has been able to do is to test friendship and allegiances. With all these things that exist in the UN, in a very farcical way, he has been able to say, I am pushing the knob.
Climate, I out of that. World health.
Let
they
me
give
see
it
what
another
you
money.
do.
Yeah.
Listen how this started. This started with America and Israel. Where is it now? Where is it now? Germany.
Is everybody in it?
It's France.
England.
Right? They might be slow to come. The other day, he badmouthed Spain. Spain has now sent a little something, but they're going under the guise of NATO, which is a careful and strategic move. So we're not supporting America. We protecting NATO assets because they are members of NATO.
It's not going to end.
When you're dealing with you see, when you're academic, everything is academically and words. This gentleman, he's not about words now. It's what you do. You have a decision to make. So you don't want to be a part? Let me fight the tariff war. Now, that brings out the power in certain people.
Yeah, but
Canada stood up.
But you're losing power when you do that. Eventually you're losing because
No, he has backtracked too, eh?
power is
Remember
in
he
numbers
backtracked
and
too.
power is in numbers, and once you start losing them numbers, you start losing your power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also what you do, but you see, what you do as well, you know where the knobs are on the chessboard.
Here how them giving China real
And
strength.
that is really important
Here how they giving China real
in
strength.
world hegemony.
Here how they giving.
You have to be able to count your friends. You have to be able to read in the rooms. You can't go in your room and say, them is my friend.
It's not so much that
You'll end up alone.
Ronaldo is more than that. It's more than that. 90% are the rare earth minerals and the rare earth that is needed for weapons. The same weapons you're burning at paces astronomical in Iran. 90% of that is found in China. You need China for that. You giving China that kind of strength. Russia, just tell Europe, we're not selling you no oil again, no gas again. Forget it. You want it now? You know, China. You know, America remove all sanctions on Russia yesterday.
Yes, temporarily.
Right? Temporarily. Russia say, me ain't care about that. You looking to do that?
You can't play me like
Now
a
you looking to
yo-yo.
do that?
And that's how you.
We have our markets.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our markets are bigger, is getting. Now America have its market too, but America is selling at the price that it ain't have no premium, it ain't have no discount like with Russia. America is selling the same people you put in the
America
problem.
not part
that
of OPEC, so they just do what they want. They
so
do what they want.
you looking to kill your partners in Europe with your prices. What do you think going to happen with China and Russia, boy?
No, but I don't view China and Russia in
And
that.
India, because India going back Russia now.
Because China and Russia have always been outliers in terms of world power. So they have always been able to play the game, and Russia is playing a game. Russia is playing a game, and maybe rightly so, because that's all they could do now. Good. I don't want you to feel that Russia is on top of anything, because Russia is benefiting from Americans' non-intervention in Ukraine. And we know that was the deal. Because had America intervened, that story would have been much different. And Putin has been able to undisturbedly walk very, very free.
Well,
As a matter of fact,
well, if America,
his message was reinforced by same
if
Trump.
America intervene in the way you thinking, we'd have World War III.
We have a different story
We'd have a
today.
different story.
A different
Because
story.
America might have do something with that Tomahawk that will cross Russia line, and Russia that let go a nuclear in them.
No, America wasn't going to fire anything. They were going to provide particular resources.
Well then,
That
Ukraine
is different from attacking America on the continent.
Ukraine will sink then.
You know, some people support war by proxy, and then NATO kind of. You see, you can't look at Ukraine as a single actor anymore. Otherwise,
was never looking at them
because
as a single.
otherwise Ukraine would not exist. Good. The man want a certain part of Ukraine. You see this part here? This is what I want, and all I can keep the rest.
But it look
Really
like he want the whole thing now.
Good. Well, it looked like he want the whole thing now, and he may get the whole thing.
Of course,
To
he
be
will get
honest,
the whole thing.
to be honest, because again, it's a game that is being played. He, as a matter of fact, when he was accused, there was on the news today, of assisting the Iranians in giving the American location and helping them with their stuff.
But he doing that
Well, maybe he's doing that discreetly, but he came out and said no.
like a proxy.
Good.
China
and
too.
Russia has also been an ally of Israel. So don't figure that Russia is on one side, you know, Russia playing the game like everybody playing the game. I stand to benefit, or look at argue about the Strait. My sanctioned oil will get a lift now, so I will just make more money than I was making before. And I will sit back, because what I really concerned about is that fella next door. All you have all the pig party over there, all you do all you want, all you kill people, leave me out. Once Ukraine does not join NATO, Russia is fine. The world can die. You get lip service.
But you know that was an arrangement. That
Exactly.
was the war, you know.
Yes.
They breached the agreement, you know.
Yeah.
Of
They-
course, the
they-
1991 agreement.
Exactly. Was you all okay? All the
You
space.
can't move one
You
foot forward.
can't bring them fellas weapon close to my door. We good? Yeah, we good. We going down the road. When I wake up in the morning and I open the window, I see them fellas dragging some missile down the road.
So that's why I tell you. So that's why I
So
say,
when-
so,
how we
so that's why I
there?
say when
How
we
we
come back
there?
to the concept of sovereignty and war, it doesn't work like I go in your room and I see evidence and then you attack me. You know. I come up with a story all before.
Exactly.
How to
and a Nancy story too.
And you see what you're saying there?
Uh.
Nobody saw it through the eyes of those who was looking at the Cuban Missile Crisis. Because that was exactly what it was about.
Yeah. Same. Yes. When Russia tried to build a base in Cuba,
That's what it was about.
America said, "You're mad. The war going to start
War going
now,
to start.
bacchanal." You understand? So now, when them fellas want to put it by Russia, though, although we talk about it before, and we agree, we are doing that. All good? All right, take all the things, set up all the little government, and all do all the things.
It is a very strong statement.
Listen, but the question begs, I call the guy little and so forth. What's the benefit to him? They're living in peace, everybody happy, right? Drinking their vodka, playing in the snow in Ukraine. What's so important for you to join NATO? What is the benefit to you? Were you under some threat? Was
Yes.
there an issue?
Yes.
Well, he put himself in there because in 2014 when
Yes.
he allowed for America to rig the election to put him in,
Exactly.
right? Putin was seeing through that and he was telling them, listen, that's how crime
And let me,
that's how
and let
crime
me,
get.
and let me put it to you that the real threat with NATO is not the Europeans, it's the Americans.
Of course. But who is NATO?
As a member of NATO,
Who is NATO?
you can't allow by proxy America to be
In
my
backyard.
neighbor.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you apply that across the world, if you understand what it takes for somebody to stand up and say, now somebody has to referee the game. The problem with this is that a referee does play. This referee, America is a player and a referee at the same time. But I
But
understand
America
that
is played by proxy.
the game cannot go on without a referee because everybody go kick everybody and end up into karate. And we don't want that.
Okay, stop now. Who's the referee in this game now?
Which one?
What's going on the
America is the referee.
Well, and as we even say, they're playing in the game and they're also the referee.
Correct.
Hey,
I can't go no more. You gotta go more. Yeah, America playing in the game and them is the referee.
Yeah, which make it all the much
very
confusing.
producer.
Yeah, and that could be sometimes very, very difficult, and that could be very tricky sometimes.
So it's a kind of jokey thing.
It's a
It's
jokey thing.
thing.
You understand? But the rules are very...
So when we have to break it down to, we have to ask, what is the long-term intention, or what is the gain that is expected from the players in this thing? You're going to play a football match. You have an objective. You want to win a little trophy and a $5,000. What is the trophy at the end of this game that the players looking for?
Well, here's what's going on.
I don't know what's the trophy, because
When you,
there
it's not
must
no
be-
trophy,
it's
right?
either that I am saying we can only speculate.
When you
because-
play Trump,
yeah,
everybody who are Trump have to play Trump. And that is how you know.
that rig pack.
No,
Pack rig.
no. If you can only play Trump if you have it.
Everybody who play hard Trump had to play.
So how you know who are Trump? You have to play
Had
Trump.
to play Trump.
And this man plays Trump.
Yeah,
Let me see what you do.
yeah.
And what you do. And what you do. There are few people
Who's hard Trump and
could hold back. And we know who those people are.
India.
Right? Russia could do as she pleases to a very large extent. And China could do as she pleases.
India side playing
India to
business
some
with
extent.
anybody. No, India side playing business, doing business with anybody doing business
right.
with me. I don't
India-
care.
India- It's about
Everybody
gamesmanship.
else,
Yeah.
everybody else with friendship is like you and a fella, some fellas going, or they going out, or they meet an ex-posse, or they really like them fellas over there, whatever. One man say, I go and start them. You know. If you hear a man say, well, better I going home. You know, going out with you.
You had to contemplate.
You have to contemplate. And that is what this crazy man does in the world.
Yeah.
He does it with economics.
Yeah.
He does it with war. He started the fight. You don't have to look for ignition. You don't have to look for fuel.
Peltier blow.
I started the fight.
Yeah.
Let me see what you do.
Yeah.
So Britain get dragged slow. Starmer come out and talk
Imamagay
good.
demand. Imamagay demand.
Starmer talked very good in the beginning. I was against the Iranian, and then after a while, even when his opposition in Britain started to give him stick, and then he realized, but wait now, something might be lighting Cyprus,
Yeah.
you know, and something come over the fence.
Yeah.
Well, he get an excuse to join now. Good, but he did not do so without very disparaging remarks
Yeah, but them I know.
by the president. So to build a world hegemony, or to be a world power, and assume that people behind your back is one thing. China does the same thing America does, but China doesn't use force. China uses money.
Yep.
This money I gain in here, coming with vice and conditions.
Yeah.
Do you want it? Good. You can't take my money
With no advice.
and give me my vice.
Yeah.
China tells you what she wants.
You're not treating you, man.
No. China tells you what her stand is.
Yeah.
And with desperate economic times and an election to win.
You're taking
and
the
people-
vice.
But you're taking
You're
it.
taking the
People signing up for it willingly. People going without even provocation. People going to China. And China said, okay, yeah, this is for you. They write it in a little book. You take your piece. Right? No, we know how work.
Sometimes down the road.
Sometimes down the road.
You just come back for your advice.
You'll come back for it. No, you'll come back for it. You know, they're not about this violent way of trying to call in their friends, but they're doing the same thing. You and his friend, but he can't lend you money. I could lend you money. How he could be his friend? And all of a sudden, you sign up with the Chinese bank. All of a sudden, desperate times, desperate measures. It's a no war. We ain't coming and bomb your place. We ain't coming and invade. I just want to know if you want money
I
borrowed.
look at, as you say, that's an interesting thing you went into there. I look at the age of this country, India and China, and their behavior, their history
Yes.
of the wars they went through to shape what they are today. America is only 200 years old. They're pretty young. They really experienced much. They were born out of internal civil war and so forth with each other, and North against South, and they realized, oh God, we can't kill no more. We just join and come to something. The behavior of China is predicated upon, and India is predicated upon those historic antecedents that bring them, that they evolve from. And they behave unique. India is watching. India say, here all you fighting up the road there, you know. Well, when they're done, I go down the road, so, you know. He's the one who's I go home and sleep when the war start. That is India. Well, a lot of time with that shoppiness, you know, because I added no value to me. I go down the road, so. China say, I'm watching only, you know, but here what my tactic is to win them with love, not war.
And you
China
see-
come in and kiss with the rose. You understand? And
Careful how you say rose. That's a trigger word. That's a trigger word. No, serious.
Carnival over.
That would ban. That would
That
ban
would
in
ban.
China.
Carnival.
Carnival does
But that rose wasn't for Carnival, though. That rose was for after Carnival.
Well,
Yeah, but-
the way the complaint came
Yeah.
from certain corners of the society, one of the impression that they was going to use the rose for carnival.
Nah, that rose was
No,
It was
but
never
I think I
intended
say
for the
what-
bishop. You know.
I say
All
what-
who come out and talk about it.
I say, but right again, also is that
That
here
rose
what,
was
the rose
always
was
for
used
after carnival.
before carnival because they get before carnival.
After June
and
and
after
before,
June,
yeah.
and
But
after
more
carnival,
after
they use the
carnival.
rose. But only get-
Until the battery run out, until it's spoiled or something. Because some of them are spoiled, it's wet and all kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
spoiled
yeah.
after that time. But the rose was always for after
after
carnival.
carnival.
It's
So America and they doing some touch point. This interesting thing about America, the inconsistency of their foreign policy. It changes so much that they can't really. China have a consistent, as Martin always say, and I realize India is doing it now. The 100-year plan they have, they're consistent with whatever their foreign policy is. It's consistent, it goes down the road. India goes down the road on the same trajectory and so forth. Eventually, you see Russia on that same trajectory because of the history of where they came from.
But
So
Russia is a
up-
perfect society. They might have to do that. That inside,
inside,
the whole,
ingrained
yeah,
in the
it's-
DNA.
yeah.
Now, but Obama will have a policy, a foreign policy, and you see, Trump will come here change it. Or a Republican will have a different philosophy. Or a Democrat will have a different philosophy. And they keep going yin and yang, where those countries we're speaking of are consistent with their policy.
Well, with China and Russia, notably, there are different systems of government,
Yeah.
which will allow for a certain type of consistency.
Consistency.
But they practice.
America like a little wicked child in the backyard.
They
and so forth.
practice-
The Pampas wet, he behave one way. Pampas dry, behave an next way as
They
case.
practice non-interventionist policies and are mainly concerned with their neighbors. India has their own problems with Pakistan and Kashmir and all that. They have their own problem,
Yeah.
so they're not joining yours.
Yeah.
China has her own problem.
Exactly.
Russia has her own problem.
America have everybody problem.
America-
That is the only difference
No,
here.
America that jumping everybody
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, but like the referee. the referee.
But he has gone fight too.
Yeah,
This is the
the
first
referee fight
referee
too.
he has cuffed up
Yeah.
man, you know.
Yeah.
Fighting proxy, it's fighting proxy, using
The
proxy.
referee gone in.
Yeah, the
and
referee
the referee taking side, you know,
Yeah, yeah, the
cuffing man,
But
you know.
in America and Israel, who's the proxy? I feel America is the proxy, you know.
In
Not
in
Israel.
what way?
In that war. Because
Israel is the instigator.
Israel who bring that war.
Israel is the
who caused that
instigator.
war?
Well, we might say so, but that's not what the president say.
I don't know what he said, but
He say if it's anybody, it's them, we provoke them.
your man Biden say, if we didn't have an Israel, we'd have to invent one. Your man Biden say that?
Yeah.
You know why he say that? They need Israel,
To choke.
but Israel is America, you know. Israel is America.
The Jews.
Traditionally, so that's not strange. This is they you know, we go up together. Now we cast now we back out now, you know. It's a hard time. You see, I not looking at this anyhow. We're going on to a break, and after the break, Dr. Sandyford is here,
Yes.
so we'll have to,
And she will be joining us.
yeah, we'll have to get some thoughts out of a different nature and of a different topic.
We'll have a share mic with her.
Yeah,
as usual.
Yeah.
Well, are you who sharing the mic with Sister
So
Winnie?
join us after the break for more on the Third Empire. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Southern Games 2026, coming to Skinner Park, San Fernando, Saturday, 21st March. Athletics heats start 9:30 a.m. Sunday, 22nd March. Athletics finals plus cycling from 1:30 p.m. Expect fast sprints, powerful finishes, exciting bike races, and attractive door prizes. Perfect family fun. Cheer on our rising local stars. Tickets, adults, $60. Kids under 14, $20. Under 5, free. Buy now at Atherley's by the Park, Awardee Hardware in Marabella from March 6th onward, or at the gate on the day. More info? Call 368-5649 or 77-83274. Southern Games 2026. With God, all things are possible.
Get ready. This is big. Our first annual Epic Fundraiser Cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning Embassy yacht at Kings Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick rule, no glass bottle, no big cooler. Casual dress, come as it comfy. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 or 716-4206. Right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
Score with Coca-Cola. Check out the FIFA World Cup 2026 consumer promotion on now under the 591 ml football label bottles at supermarkets nationwide and see press or social media for more details. Score with Coca-Cola.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Lent is here, and the castle is making fasting easy and tasty. Come enjoy any of our 5 delicious fish options, all made with a fresh catch, seasoned local style, and cooked to golden perfection. Try the fish meal. 2 slices of fish with a side. The fish combo. 2 slices of fish, 1 side, and a drink. Maybe the fish sandwich combo of 1 sandwich, a side, and a drink. Want more fish? Well, the Royal Fish Meal is for you. Enjoy a slice of fish, a fish sandwich with a side and a drink. Or maybe you just want our famous fish sandwich. The delicious Lenten specials are hot and waiting for you at your nearest Royal Castle.
Man, I went by the ATM to get some cash and the machine saying insufficient funds. I sure I have money in my account.
Boy, that happened to me already. Here what to do. Make a report to your bank. But if you're still not satisfied with how they're dealing with it, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman. Let me text you the number.
If you want to resolve a complaint with your bank, non-bank financial institution, or insurance company, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tw. KFTT. We can help, and our services are free.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good. It's a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make them like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Go to FIFA World Cup 2026 with Coca-Cola. Just buy any Coca-Cola 591 ml with football labels. Uncap and submit your code via WhatsApp to 3282878 for your chance to score with Coca-Cola.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
A police officer accused of sexually assaulting another woman told her, "I know the law." Before the alleged incident, a court has heard Fiona Anderson denies 2 counts of sexual assault alleged to have happened in 2018 while she was visiting Cardiff. On Monday, the Bristol court heard Anderson got into bed with her alleged victim after the pair had been drinking together and performed oral sex on her without her consent. Anderson, a police constable with Cornwall, persisted after the woman and said, "I don't want to have sex with you. You're too drunk." The jury heard. Emma Martin, prosecuting, said Anderson and the complainant had spent the evening together in Cardiff. After the complainant had gone to bed, Anderson entered the bedroom, disgustingly drunk, and tried to initiate a sexual encounter between them, the court heard. It was clear to Fiona, it was abundantly clear, that the complainant did not want sexual contact with her. Fiona that night drunkenly sexually assaulted the woman. Despite the woman saying that she did not want to have sex, Anderson proceeded to kiss and bite her. The court heard. Martin said that Anderson became rougher with the complainant and pulled off her underclothes. At this point, the complainant says Fiona said the words to her, "I need you to say yes. I know the law. I need you to say yes." Good afternoon, Dr. Sandyford. Dr. Sandyford is in the house. Dr. Sandyford, you all are not behaving too well.
Good afternoon, Ronaldo.
You all are being very persuasive. And she says she know the law.
She know the law.
So she needed consent.
So the aggressor was the female here?
Yeah.
Both females.
It were 2 females.
It's 2 females?
Yeah. This is 2026, sir.
This is why I'm trying to figure out, because I know which woman doesn't want to get eat.
Mr. Matterson, I just want to caution
you
you
see?
at this time.
I just say, I talk about food. I talk about food.
It can be draft, you man talking about it.
Yeah. It can be draft. It can be draft. But
people get huff for not eating, you know.
the lady, the officer, and this is in England, by the way. You don't want anybody go by no police station and say we talking police business on the radio, right? It's on BBC News, so I'm reading the article. The officer clearly says, "I know the law, and I need you to say yes."
Was a civilian the officer was with?
It's 2 police.
2 police. 2 of them know the law.
Yeah.
So one knows not to say yes.
And one say you need to say yes.
Yeah. One says to say no.
She biting.
And Was any biting taking place?
Yes, she said she became rougher.
The complainant said
yes.
The aggressor.
Yeah, and pull off her clothes. So sometimes we hear these stories and we believe that it can't happen, but she...
It sure can.
Where this happened? The station or at home or something?
No, they're home. They went to have a beer.
And where this happened? They went home by...
One of them, they went home by the complainant.
Yeah, some of them, all these legal people, some of them go to have bugles, some go to have beer.
Beer, bagels, all kind of thing. So, why two of them was drinking outside?
Yeah.
They're drinking the scotch.
Right.
And they was high to some extent.
Yes, they were high.
And then they decide to go home by... Are they living together by chance?
No, it didn't say so.
So they don't live together?
No.
So the complainant, what the complainant felt, the next one came by...
You trying to analyze us?
No, I'm going to pull you out, you know. I'm going to pull you out because you bring this Nancy story thing.
It's not Nancy's story, it's on the BBC for upside.
I try to get...
You filling in the blanks.
So the complainant brought home the aggressor. Thinking the aggressor came for some coffee because they were drinking and there's some coffee and it ended up into something. What was the intent? What did the complainant say why she brought the aggressor home? What's the reason for that?
Yeah, because
was there some sign or some signal, some intention?
The court heard that the woman was not reciprocating.
How did the aggressor reach in the home of the complainant?
She was invited.
Or did she tell she yes before they went, and when she reached home she said no?
So somebody invite you home is for that?
Yeah, but...
All your invitations are set up, so...
No, but Ronaldo, I mean, he has a fair point in a situation like that.
I know what conversation took place in the bar, why the
That's
aggressor
true.
ended up home by the
That's
complainant.
the only thing that makes sense.
But we went to have a pint. Having a pint is quite normal.
So
we went to have a pint. Yeah, we had a pint and we went home.
The aggressor have to tell me why, the complainant had to tell me why she allowed the aggressor home after they've been drinking. And I showed during the drinking, since the aggressor have this propensity to have animal instinct, you want to bite. Some of that would have been displayed when they were in the pub having some drinks. I'm sure the complainant is not naive in any way.
So
of what approaches
I want you to be
place
very careful because you're
in the
sitting next
pub.
to Dr. Samoya. So you're telling Dr. Samoya, now I'll get her involved because she thinks she's supporting you. So Dr. Samoya, every guy you go out with and you have a pint.
And you take him home by
And no, you drop you home.
No. She go out and drink with no man.
No, you never know. It could be mutual. It doesn't have to be alcohol. She can have a virgin colada. She could have a virgin colada. And he had a little...
Make a mockery of
He not looking for a virgin.
Yeah. No, he had a little some other drink and he drops her home.
No.
Good. And he say, I could come in for a little bit. That is your bell going off in your head, right?
Okay.
So that's what... Are you saying that to Dr. Samoya? That is an open invitation.
I come in and use the washroom.
Yeah, what I was saying.
Washroom or something.
No, if for me,
Uh-huh.
you're not coming into my home.
Why? If I want to use the washroom.
So you had a pinata? You're dread, boy.
Or if you come in, I will be waiting for you on the front porch.
Okay.
Okay.
I might be waiting
So for
you.
me, you see, that is why you have no invitation. You have your drinks
Yeah,
outside.
I was high, I went and pee, and then I looked for the bedroom, I went to the light on. I can't leave.
You trip and fall on the bed.
I can't leave. How I will leave?
Dr. Samoya watching you. The doctor
I
watching
don't know
you.
what to say to you right
And I have
now.
a nice warm doctor outside.
I don't know. It's just how we read. The deeper thing is for me is how we read into these exchanges.
Yeah.
What constitutes a signal? Because some people complain that women and men send each other mixed signals.
Yeah.
But anything could be interpreted as a signal, to be fair. Sometimes it's not. Some people take kindness as a signal. She like me, you know. They are HR professionals. They will tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
She like me. No, she doesn't.
You know something, a man tell a woman have a beautiful day. What you wrong with you?
That's the next thing. Yeah, he tracking. He tracking.
In this case, it's left for the court to interpret.
Yeah.
Know exactly what happened because clearly, all what we're talking about here, the court may not necessarily see that. The court might see strictly through the eyes of the law, consent or no consent.
But and unfortunately, that's how sexual things boil down. That's why the officer, you know how she say?
Consent.
You know how she say?
I know the law.
I know the law.
Yes.
I need you to say yes. She quick. She know where this matter would that could have go.
The question is strange, you know. I can't
Yeah.
really know the law, but is my word against your word?
But what she was going to do her?
She was trying to have sex with her.
Like how?
Orally.
Okay.
But she didn't already do it?
No, she tried. She said Anderson advanced and did not consent to oral sex. Well, Anderson performed on her. Well, actually, she get through.
You are saying so.
But that's
so
what
how
I'm saying.
you so how she take off she clothes? I mean, she started doing that and you were fighting up. You didn't like it. What was going on here?
Well, if you make this, we have our local.
S7. She wasn't good at all.
In our local jurisprudence, a la bagel, we see even there that something happened, but it didn't happen. But the person who they said happened to, she said she didn't consent. But she said he took out my breast. And so on and so on and so on. One would think, how did he do that if he didn't want it, you know?
And they didn't raise any alarm. So, is he kind of...
You went for bagel after?
Just see what you went out for.
Simoya, explain that to me. Explain that to us.
Me?
Yes, Simoya, explain that to us.
Explain what could happen. Yeah, we don't know woman. We don't know what could happen. How a woman tell us what happened.
Do you see mixed signals in some interaction with men?
I see a lot of mixed signals because women tend to flirt a lot. They do flirt. Mr. Mitchell, you've been wrong.
Wrong what?
Women flirt because they, you're saying no, but you really mean yes.
Even in the workplace. Let's get it because we're employment people here. Even in the workplace.
Serious. If you don't want something, don't have no smile and trying to blush about it. A firm no is enough.
Just smile.
And after, so let's go back to the bagel incident. If all that really happened, then why did you all go out? Why did you agree to get in the car? Weren't you supposed to just try to get out?
She said she was hungry.
But she had to get her back in the office and all that kind of thing. She wasn't going to do.
She said after the incident, she said she was hungry.
So she was hungry.
She said she was hungry. So that's how.
Just and they have no place close by, which quite down so to get. You know that place?
No, she wanted bagels.
You probably weren't as disturbed.
Yeah.
She wasn't
Listen, if you really emotionally distressed, you're not studying. No
you're
food.
Hungry.
You're trying to get to the nearest
you underestimate
station.
These young
she was emotionally distressed after. I mean, she felt good. She was emotionally
I'm sorry
distressed.
to say,
but
that's not working for me.
After that, she think about it, and she said, "Listen, I report this."
But our sexual interactions, social interactions, are they always black and white?
No.
It's not.
A lot of times,
it's not. People.
A lot up to interpretation.
A lot of the time, reporting.
Yes.
Sometimes be a consequence of something went bad.
Agreement went bad.
Yes, brilliant.
A silent agreement took place. I thought I was going to get something for something.
Yes.
And that didn't take place. So,
was it a proposed exchange, but somebody felt shortchanged?
That's right.
Somebody felt they got robbed in the exchange.
Of course.
You were supposed to do this for me.
Usually it's the woman who feels she get robbed because most of the time the man has been getting robbed from the beginning.
He started by getting robbed.
Yeah, he started by getting robbed. He started by spending the money and all that kind of thing.
He robbed long time.
He get robbed from the beginning.
Listen,
He
and
tried to
that's
play
a
catch up.
important. That's a very important point. And for me, I would say, as a woman, if you are not interested in a man, what are you taking things from him for? That's accepting his advances.
So they go out with him.
The sampling, they say the sampling. You know when you go to the grocery and there's a samples.
Ronaldo, they go out with him. They don't even know what is a pina colada. They don't even know what is a mudslide. They say any name. Here what man, me and my friend drinking mudslide. You understand?
And you feel he has some money he can pay for it.
Is it then part of our culture? Because that's the next discussion. That's how we Trini, that's how we the guile. Is it cultural for us, or is it just a matter of gender? That's how men are. Is it Trini men or men? Is it Trini women or women in general?
But it's bigger than Trini men. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Right.
It's a global thing in terms of behavior. Just in some jurisdiction, you'll find a little more openness or aggressiveness with women.
Yeah.
They don't play it. Interesting here, they approach. Where in some jurisdictions, some play coy. They position themselves for you to approach.
Yeah.
But they're not approaching and so forth. Consent, to a large extent, come down to the value proposition. What is it for me? And if I see I'm not getting what in it for me, I complain.
That's
when the
correct.
complaint does come,
if
after doing that, I see the Ferrari outside is yours, you know everything is good.
Yep. Or in some
Everything is
cases
good.
where you
the
say
rent pay for the rest of the year, you don't worry about that, you know. Suddenly it's good.
some people want you to leave your partner here, or if it is you don't leave that woman, me and you have a case today.
Yeah, case today. You leave here, you know. Because I have all the tapings, all the recording, every conversation.
Yeah, men have to
Because
be careful.
Senior Matheson and I did a story here with the Honda. What was the Kanaka Senior? The Honda.
The vessel.
The vessel, where a guy allegedly was sent back money for his girlfriend to buy a vessel for them.
Yeah.
But he gets stuck up in the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he come back,
she driving out to the gym.
She didn't register the vessel in his name. She registered in her name, and we done. So he won back the vessel, and he sent some more Canadian. I think 20,000 Canadian.
Wow.
So he won because the court ruled that the intention was for him to possess the vehicle, and he got stuck up. But her story was, this was a love promise, you know. He was doing it. He buy this because we was in things.
So he come down Trinidad.
And he come down to Trinidad and he meet Stephen there.
He meet you for a week.
Yeah.
He meet Stephen there and he was upset.
And he fall in love. He get to eat her food.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he send money for a vessel.
Yeah.
And next thing he gone back, he up there for a while.
Yeah.
And cell phone eating.
Yeah, he just meet cell phone.
He come back and see cell phone eating food.
Yeah.
Find out cell phone eating food.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to do?
But he won back his stuff. But the relationship and relationship boundaries and rules don't necessarily work like that.
Yeah.
If everybody was to go on a repossessing mission, you know, much plenty people would have no house.
And pulling off the roof on social media.
Yeah, in
pulling
Jamaica.
The roof off. Is it Jamaica?
Yes,
I thought it was
Jamaica,
here.
no.
Okay.
No, the roof is here.
It's here.
Jamaica is one with the guy stabbing up the tank, the water tank. He put some stab here. He water tank and then he...
And next man beat him in the water?
Yeah, yeah. And
that was lucky, wasn't that wrong?
Yeah, and he put some deep stab in the water tank. And you know, social media had it that obviously got criticism on both sides.
Yeah.
And listen to me, be a man, you buy a water tank, it didn't work out, look the press. You know?
No.
And then in the next video, part 2 is mashing up the TV, yeah?
No, it's easy to say that.
No, it's better for him to do that than to do that.
Exactly so. Cut up the tank, they could always patch the tank, go buy next tank. Or cut the tank in half.
Patch it, you wicked
boy.
You wicked boy, Selvan boy. Patch the tank by Selvan boy.
So on the tank, cut the tank in half, go buy next tank. But you have to understand something, eh? It is easy to talk like this when you're not in the situation.
That is
yes, correct.
You know, some people did give some description.
Probably me gonna stop up no tank.
It's different when it comes to feelings.
I know ripping up no roof and I hit no woman.
But it's a woman going to bust up the car windows.
I know there's some men who lose weight just on what they see. Right? They didn't have to go on no
seeing is believing.
There are no Ozempic for them, you know.
You see a man ponging harder than he does bomb.
Yeah.
So everybody react differently. So
your man behaving like a horse.
You don't know.
Your man normal. He said, she never
medically induced.
Yeah.
She was never like that with me.
It's hard.
So the emotional side of it is only when you're in the situation.
Yeah.
Then that part of you that is hidden, that is locked away, will come to the fore.
Come on.
So
you think that part of you locked away? You think you can stop up a tank?
No, you never know. But
I feel you stop up a tank. I feel you stop up a tank.
Like, you know how much energy they are taking, you know? You got some about rotoplastics. How you puncture in rotoplastic? You feel like that's cut with scissors, though?
You might shoot it up.
You could puncture rotoplastic.
I think based on what you see will determine the strength that comes out of you, eh?
Yeah.
Based on what you see.
It's situational, but who do you think, and this is a question we're going to the lines, who you think is likely to repossess more? Or take exact more vengeance? Is it men or women?
A woman. Any day. A woman any day.
Stephen?
Huh?
This generation of men.
No.
Listen, you're not in this category.
You
are not in this category.
He's not in that category.
Past that stage.
He passed the stage.
These little boys, here now, man.
Little boys.
They're taking the wig off your head.
And the nails or something, man.
They will snatch your wig off and say, give me back my wig.
But
they're doing that.
Maybe circumstances. I'm when we killing them.
I am not saying no. You see?
He justified it. And he started off by saying he'll never do it.
No, I would do it. But if I see a man, I go be thinking, what that woman do he, boy?
Listen, men need to be able to accept rejection.
Imagine a man slapping up a tank.
Yeah, but men are doing women all kind of thing. You're ducking and hiding to go by side woman. Real thing what they put women through.
And what is that? Someone woman is here. Always that. Listen, a man is supposed to be one woman.
Stephen, I caution you at this moment. At this moment, women want monogamous relationships.
Really?
Let's get the callers.
Yes, callers. The number to call is 342-008-14665-391. Between the both genders, who, in your estimation, in your view, from your experience, are most likely to go down this road of repossession and vengeance when relationships go south? The Senior Matheson posits that it's women, and the doctor disagrees. I want to hear what you think from your experience, those of you who are much more experienced out there, whether through the window you've been looking at your neighbors or you have had personal experience. But we seem to be always at loggerhead in this social interaction on what to do after. What are the next steps after? And we're taking violence out of the table. We're not discussing domestic violence today. We're talking about actions of sabotage, spy, repossession, you know.
You watch the Sensia video with no man have to tell me what to do?
No, I didn't see that video.
Where she went into a club and some men come and taking pictures, want to take pictures with her, and this African man who she was with started a protest. And she take the coat he had on, she snatch off the gold chain from around her neck.
She buy all them things.
She said, give me back. She gone.
We live in a very materialistic society today, you know? And the values that, and that is where I agree with both sides. The values that a different generation placed on material things, and it's not the same today.
So you say we're doing that for love no more. We're doing for things now. So
well, last time I went to the bank,
like woman.
Love didn't, the teller didn't ask for that, you know. Last time I went to the bank or the credit union, and your pay slip, your job letter, 2 forms of ID, and a recommendation. Good. So while we might be nostalgic about older times and older values. Times have changed. The man work hard to buy a vessel. Good. Love or no love, whether the relationship.
Let's sell one by
let's sell one by a vessel.
I agree with that. That is the honorable thing to do, because you see, people forget about the laws of sowing and reaping. What you do to somebody else
if the man
life,
wanted,
listen to me. You don't want the man give back his things. How about that? Like all them engagement rings with a jewelry store. Give it back if you do not want this man. What you carrying the spirit on you for? Give it back.
Well,
I just said.
Call us.
If it don't work out, then don't hold it on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. We have a full panel of umpires today.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. What I ain't have much competence on the topic.
Right.
But, my experience is that women may be more aggressive in that situation.
Okay, we have one for the woman. Thank you.
Yeah. But I want to say something.
Go ahead.
For the first 2 days, I cannot get the radio station on the game.
Yeah, we know it was down for a while.
Yeah.
It's
still down. I am watching you on YouTube. I see Mr. Matheson and his red.
All right.
It's like Boris.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyhow, I want to stay too long for this evening. When things get back normal, well, Monday, please God. So you all have a good weekend.
Okay.
No problem.
And I must say, I like the idea of the Maasai tribesmen in Africa. When a man visiting, when a tribesman visiting a woman, and he inside the house, he put up an arrow. So any man on the outside, every time he see that arrow, you know that is out of bounds.
Right.
That's Maasai tribe, eh? Yeah. Okay.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Good.
So this caller posits, he opines that it's the woman, and that might depend on age group too. It really might depend on age group too, because sometimes, we say walk away, but I don't know.
Because it's an investment, and I understand that. That is why I keep saying.
So are there genuine gifts anymore? So you buy the iPhone 16. You did love. Because you see cell phone, you want to buy iPhone 16? Is that?
But what cell phone doing there?
No, but what the
if
iPhone
you don't
16
want
have to do with him buying it for you? I buy it for you because I genuinely believe that you need a phone.
Yes.
And it's an appropriate phone for you to have. That's
Right.
the purpose I buy it. Had nothing to do when I bought it for you. Say, here what? You can't be with cell phone,
Yeah.
I buy this for you so you to only be with me. There was no conditionalities when you buy the phone.
So are there gifts? Are there genuine gifts anymore?
It didn't have no condition precedent.
Exactly. Because he bought the phone because you have reached a stage in the relationship where it warrants, yes, that he could buy a phone comfortably for you. Because you reach that stage, you have elevated yourself based on the level of copulation that is taking place, that I could buy a phone for she now.
Right.
It wasn't conditional that I buy the phone for you because...
Forever and ever you'll be together.
No. It's because as the relationship evolves, the gifts start to change, eh?
Right.
Now, for the fella to buy the vessel, I know how that evolved. Because normally when you now meet the girl last week, you don't buy she no iPhone in the first week you meet her.
Yeah.
You understand? You buy 2 rows and cheap one too.
Which
so
be careful, which will you talk about? Tribe rose or?
I want to caution you.
Okay, I just wanted to know that word is a loaded word today.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have to be sure. Go ahead, sis. Sorry.
Right? So, as the relationship grows, you find the gifts value.
Yeah.
Or the trips that let's go Barbados together.
You ain't going to Bago again.
Right. Because of the relationship, growth in the relationship.
Yes.
All of those gifts were not predicated upon that you seeing Matheson. But
You
as
sure?
Matheson come, no. As Matheson come, why would take back all them gifts?
But
Those
you're
gifts
sure?
came because the reward for the commitment that was demonstrated during the time, that's why those rewards were given, So the woman was, I just say the woman, or the man, was committed, I give you this. After 2 years,
You sure?
Level of, you get this.
Yeah,
and
but
so forth.
is that a relationship, Mr. Mitchell?
What is that?
Is that a monogamous relationship? Because
Well,
I
no,
don't
because
understand.
no, relationships are trusting, It come like I could trust, I feel like I trust, so I can invest more in it.
Yeah, but the
Callers, don't
investment
forget to
what
call us
end?
342-0081
investment has to go towards
4665-391.
Well, of course, in the end, everybody looking to tidy up. Everybody looking at the end in mind, really and truly.
Right.
We caught in, and the gifts will come based on how the relationship grows and so forth. We reach the stage, you know that the thing called here, storming Norman performance,
Yeah.
and so you're going through the storming Norman performance stage and so forth. And when they start performing, the gifts reach a different level. But what I'm saying is that during that time, there may be conversation that say, here, we're going to use mine alone, I use mine alone. But if you break that, well, thing will change.
No, I want to challenge you on an assumption.
Challenge me on an assumption.
Right? No, you said
We just expanding
that the
on
gifts were
something,
exchanged or given or donated or purchased
Donated,
without condition. No, listen. You said we had no condition. No, you know, in any contract there are express terms. Hold on.
I never said there were no condition.
Implied terms.
The
So
condition
you
is-
buy the car for she and Sim the driver. No, you didn't tell she don't have no man in my car.
Right.
But don't you think we have these fine prints in our minds that sometimes it's too embarrassing to see?
You
Good.
expect that this should come in a monogamous
But
relationship.
yet, oh my God! No, we have our tech guy, our cyber guy, is with us.
Wait, remember seeing the rose or something?
Which one you talking about?
I don't know. I see a baggy tap.
Mr. Mitchell, I am cautious.
You will get questioned for that, right?
This time.
That's over the shoulder. I want over the shoulder. Let's get this caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
What is the discussion now?
So,
I think bits and pieces of it.
we are trying to find out between Dr. Samoy and Senior Mattison, at the end of the relationship, which party is most likely to enforce the repossession rule? Do women come after things that they bought or purchased, or do you feel men do that?
Hold on. And the relationship end?
Yes.
Well, it ends. You have. Where's your problem? The relationship ends.
No, but we saw a man who relationship end and he was starving up a tank.
No, wait a minute. Any relationship ends?
Well, sir, no, let me explain end, right?
No. End is end.
No, end is not end. Hold on.
Right, go ahead.
End is sometimes circumstantial because you believed you were in a relationship until you went and you saw Mitchell. So that is when it ends. It didn't come that peaceful end and we walk away. We talk about.
I heard Lily saying just now that they're taking back the wing and all.
Yes, they are taking back the wigs.
No, listen to me.
Go ahead.
If it ends, then let's see deal with that. The thing, and we have go your way. That end because of a reason.
Right.
It's either she's fed up by you. You understand? And you know, you end it because maybe you're glad she gone. Don't mix up with that thing. Sometimes you doesn't want to have to go, but when she goes, you're glad. And she fed up by you. But you so sick you want people and watching and still phoning the thing and it gone. Stay away. Let that business be alone. Let somebody else have a heavy. Abon.
Okay, caller.
But what was supposed to be achieved when he started up the tank? What was his intent?
Well,
Was it a bait or something?
remember,
The pump was working.
remember, he doesn't want Jim to benefit from the luxury.
Right, I understand, but when I start the tank...
Well, it's not luxury to be utility. Yeah.
So he don't want Jim get a water from the tank? to
No,
bathe?
Jim, when Jim finished, Jim was in the bedroom.
Right.
I didn't give that little
You
part.
want Jim bathe?
Nah, Jim can't bathe. Not with my water. Jim had to bring water from some pipe.
What? Ronaldo?
No, Jim had to bring water. Jim had to bring water.
You can't bathe with my
You ever
water.
installed a tank before? You understand? Is a process, pipe, elbow.
Some movie where a man take the TV from the house and they
Right.
go to the house. And
Right.
say, "Yeah,
So
no man you bring here could watch my TV. So I take in my TV and I go in. See a movie that, you know.
In a very materialistic age.
There's Al Capone. No, I forget him. Al Capone. No, Al Capone. Al something is one of them actor name. Yeah.
So call us on 342-008-1466-5391 and tell us, who do you think, which party do you think is more likely to enforce this rule or this notion? It's not a rule. This notion about, you know, I bought that. So while you might say, Mr. Mitchell, that it didn't have no rules, and true, yeah, you bought it, you was in love, things was nice. There's an expectation in your mind that you're not going out with Stephen.
But was that part of the conversation when you were buying gifts? That your minds and minds alone?
No, who does do that?
Established. No. Some people have open relationships, you know. These are modern day. This is a long-term thing,
That's a good point. That's a good
some
point.
people have open relationships that, yeah, and some people say, well, once you don't sleep out, someone tell me that, yeah, do play the fool.
I go pay the rent.
No. I know you're going to play the fool out there, you know,
yeah.
But I don't want you sleeping out.
Right.
Make sure the night come you in your house with your family and that and take care of the house and so forth. People have evolved from the traditional things, so we have to be mindful what is explicitly discussed and said in the relationship and what expectation was placed on the table.
So should young people or in today's have those discussions? Are you suggesting
100%
about what are the expectations behind these gifts?
Yep.
That's correct.
And these exchanges.
That's correct.
It's not just because I love and you love.
You might be young and exploring the field and so forth. I really want to settle down at 35, but there are certain things I want to experience before 35. Yeah, I'm with you now and so forth, and you buy me gift because we're having a good time. But I see Big Baba and I want to see what is weird.
No, well, let's just make an arrangement. Let's just make an arrangement. Have an open relationship.
Exactly.
She could bring a friend sometime. We could all share.
Mr. Matterson. At this moment.
That's how.
But at this moment, thank you.
That's how it's going now, and that way, we get away from all the I wanted back and all that.
Exactly.
Because we know exactly what we know.
No, I just want to say something, Ronaldo.
You see, we have the I know what we have. We had the expectation that she belonged to me or he belonged to me and so forth. And I don't belong to him. It's kind of like this property we have now, and this is my property, this is my dog.
This chattel business.
Yeah, and things have evolved. But if you go back, way back, it was never like that. You know, there was a level of dominance where we know the man is a predator by nature. And the family understand that, the woman understand that. He goes out to war. He fights wars outside there.
You understand your husband was a predator?
But he take care.
I do not understand any of that.
Just so.
So we have
but he take care of the home. The home is well taken care of and so forth. Everybody's happy. Children are taking care of the wife.
Which home?
Care of the home where he lives.
Well, I get that
whichever
back
home.
then.
But what I'm saying, whichever home. What I'm saying is that. So in the Muslim faith, they practice that comfortably, but there are the guidelines for it. What I'm saying is the conversation you have in the relationship determine what is the expectation. You can assume that because I buy some gift or he buy me some gift, she belong to me. She can talk to Harry. We talking to he long so for? Why you watching you so for? You see people behaving like that, you know.
Yeah.
Why she watching you so? I mean, why she watching me so? And people have this possessive thing and this level of possession. She must watch me and he. What we doing?
Let's take this call. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, Chief, I just called in to tell you that the frequency gain trouble. It's very distorted.
Okay.
Check that. I coming from south, it was the same. I coming from north, is the same. So it's something to do with your station.
Okay.
But very distorted.
Thanks, caller. No problem.
And when you say the next numbers, you must say it a little slowly.
Okay.
Okay?
Did you hear the question, though?
I didn't hear the question. I was telling you, very distorted.
Okay.
I had in back Shogunas now, so I had in south. So it's a little better.
So
but it's very, very distorted, like if it's a storm or something.
So you care to answer the question if I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we're looking at relationships that end, okay? And parties sometimes, some parties tend to want back or reclaim gifts and things that were exchanged. Do you feel that is a men thing or that's a lady thing?
I think it's a man thing.
Okay.
Well, no, sorry. I should say the one that I experienced is a man.
It's a man. He wanted
back the ring, yeah.
What you wanted back, your man?
The ring.
The ring, I thought everybody figured the ring was almost $1 million and it turned out to be one of them cheap little rings.
Do you?
Because they quoted in pounds.
Okay.
So you multiply by 10. If it was 75 pounds, it would have been $750,000.
Wow. Do you?
But it turned out to be an ordinary little ring.
Do you give him wrong? How do you feel about that?
No, here the bacana, the person who is asking my daughter, so he wrong like hell. Wrong or right, he's still wrong. If you understand.
I understand.
But she's still engaged.
Yes. Did you try to convince her to give him?
No, really, no way. I myself, I didn't want to get too much in the time.
You didn't want to get involved. Okay.
Yeah, I was involved because I already had the ring.
Oh,
I had it safekeeping in a deposit box. But as I say, I thought it was something up in the 100,000s. And it turned out to be not that.
Well, then she could have given it. If you say it didn't have all that value.
Nah, bad mind and no she ain't give none.
So bad mind in it too then, alright.
Yeah, that's what talking about. That was not no kind of good cartoons is a different thing.
Right.
Yeah, but let's check the station, eh?
We'll do. Thanks, caller, thanks. So here the caller say bad mind is being it.
Of course, because people feeling hurt is emotion.
And as a father, he didn't really want you to give him back. I guess he was honest about that. That is his daughter. And it didn't have nothing to do with the value. You know? It didn't have anything to do with the value. And sometimes we feel it's the value of the item.
Yeah, some people just want this bad mind. Some people just say, listen, I buy that, nobody can come and enjoy that.
Not that I want it, you know.
Yeah.
They just don't want you to have it, enjoy it.
That's why you man slap up the tank.
Think about it. Water,
no, you can't bathe. You have to bring your own.
Buy your own tank if you're bathe here.
I buy my own tank here. You have to do. You have to do. In the next episode, he was mashing up the television. I don't know how much things he destroyed by the end of the.
Yeah, nobody watching no movie.
Yeah, he said when you come out of that room.
Yeah.
Look to press. You can't sit down in here and watch no movie. Why are you doing that? He say I buy it, I will mash it up.
But I know it have some situation when the man find out.
Yeah.
The next house paying all the bill, he tells you, sorry, you know, girl, go ahead. But he vexed when he hear about the next man, when he hear Matteson. What, Matteson? Grab and he said a rob. She say, well, alright, well, then you gotta figure out how we pay the light bill and the phone bill and the grocery. He say, oh, Matteson has to buy that? Say, yeah, he say, well, she alright, sorry, I'm sorry. She are sorry.
He's a bum.
He's a bum?
He's a bum.
But isn't he real?
He's a survivor.
No, he's a bum.
Why is he a bum here?
Matteson, get to continue eating the food.
One pocket.
Everybody live.
One pocket deeper than one somewhere.
I understand all of that. But he's not no man. That is what you should really do is pack up your things because you are not able to support what it is you want a woman for. And Matteson had to take care of everything, including
No, Matteson is providing help, you know.
Listen, in his
it's like
case,
public assistance.
He is a charity case. Get rid of that man.
Listen, Matteson don't want you.
Listen.
He don't want to be on the island by himself neither, you know.
I understand the situation.
He was working CPEP, he was taking care of things good.
Yeah.
Under the PNM, he had a 4-year contract. He was working good. They just renewed his contract in April of 2025.
Yeah.
And he said, alright, think good, baby. Let me buy a new fridge and TV.
Yeah,
Now renew my contract.
Right.
Yeah.
Government change, he lost everything.
Right.
He couldn't pay for the TV. See me end up paying quotes for the TV.
Yeah.
Right? He couldn't pay the internet for the children to do the homework. Stephen pay the internet bill. We vexed with Stephen.
He's not a bum.
Stephen's a help.
Yeah,
He's a help.
So
and if you don't want Santa Claus around again, you know,
you lost your
know what to
toys.
do.
Why is he a bum, doctor?
Listen to me.
Huh? Tell me now.
All the time you're getting on, before you find out
You see
that
why
Steve
crime
was
is
the
where it
boss,
is?
mining all year, you was getting on.
Yeah.
And only when you find out who paying them bills, like, you know, no man, he's a little boy, you have to go back again. You ain't ready. You save yourself and your integrity and get out of that relationship. You should be ashamed. Listen to me.
Integrity, I'm trying to
That ain't right.
Nobody want nobody get out of that relationship. I take my food. he gave me help and I helped him.
Well, I guess
Even not there to do the homework and thing, you know. It still have to have somebody to do the homework. Buy the ice cream. Remember there are little things all wrong in the house to fix.
I only take my food.
Can't fix our toilet tank. Stephen here to do them thing.
My views on those things are quite different. So, you know, you know what? I don't have no place in this conversation.
No, you do.
This is not for me.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, you do.
You have an opinion. You are a woman. You're the only woman in here.
Yeah.
You have an opinion. We want to hear how you thinking.
So call us 342-0081 466-5391.
I mean, woman,
give us a call.
You know.
Well, in this case, the woman doing what she had to do, but I still believe that it shouldn't reach to that.
What I was saying earlier is that there is no rule of thumb for relationship or marriage or how civil society interact behind closed doors. There's no rule of thumb for it.
Correct.
Every situation they make their rules that everybody is comfortable and happy with to a large extent. Some may not make rules that bring about unhappiness because no rules were made.
Yes.
But some do make rules and we will find it unorthodox because it's different to what we would do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's wrong to us because we wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But if them doing it and no harm, hey, rock and roll.
Correct.
If there's no harm, all parties agree, things looking good, matters in paying the bill and so forth, you wipe your beak now and then and so forth, life goes on if everybody happy with it. Some people will say no. Some people frown on the Muslim relationship with a man with 4 wives or 3 wives and so forth. Some people frown on it. But the whole sect believes and there's comfort in it and there's value in it and there's reason for it. Most of the men who spoke with God in the Bible had more than 1 wives, you know. Most of the men who talk with God, you know, who had close relationship. So this thing about relationship in terms of the dynamics of it, if you look historically, the rule of thumb is really your rule of thumb that you made, you know. There's no general rule of thumb. So societal rule of thumb. This is how a relationship's supposed to be, you know.
See, Moya, where did Samson find Delilah?
Oh, Lord. Why
What
you
is
troubling?
it?
I am not going to even
Why you
go down
troubling
that
Dr.
road.
Sandify?
I understand what Mr. Mitchell is saying, and I think it's important for especially young people coming up, you know, getting into relationships, as he's saying, especially if you grow up in church, you hear one person, one
on
one
one.
That's how you know it to be.
Yeah.
But from what Mr. Mitchell is describing, there's a whole different dynamic.
So this program is like cognitive dissonance for you.
Yes, because I'm not accustomed to this. I am not. So now you're forcing me to have to ask questions when that time reach. What is the expectation here?
No, well, you see, what makes it even more complicated
Mr. Sandiford didn't.
Is
he didn't.
Is whether we know or not.
Mr. Matheson.
Because you could only decide on what you're accepting or you're not accepting if you know.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And some of us are in monogamous relationships to our knowledge.
That's correct.
To our knowledge.
To your knowledge.
And
it really wasn't discussed,
long time it didn't have no WhatsApp, and so when Daddy went to fish.
Yeah, what time you going back?
What did I no watch? You understand? That was a different era.
He fishing whole night.
Good. What was maybe more important is that he come home with the fish.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But where he went and where he didn't go, and you know, them, I don't know how even in those days you would enforce something like that.
Yeah.
You had to write him a letter. What you had to do? he gone to get fish. He gone down in the village, whatever. It's not a fishing village. He, you know, I mean, in my own story, my grandparents are from Mariah, Mason Hall, you know, in Tobago. But my grandfather spent a lot of time in Plymouth. Mariah is not a fishing village. Plymouth is a fishing village by the sea. Good. But when you're gone, you're gone. When you're gone, you're gone. You know, the mommy was send, wifey was send the children. So my uncles, who some grew up in Plymouth, some grew up home with mother. But it is a different era.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a totally different era. But now, even though we have an abundance of communication, we still have people who work like that.
Correct.
Long trips. You know, you hear about actors, you hear about people who work like that, you know. But there's some police right here working out all this work. 48.
Yeah.
You know it's 48 hours. Unless you're passing by your house all the time and you circling. 48 hours. He gone at 48, he gone.
Yep.
He gone.
Even the people who working on the sea.
6 of them hours I'm eating your food.
Men on the oil rig for 2 weeks.
Men on the oil rig, correct.
You don't know so it's a trust thing, as you rightly said.
Yep.
But I think people really need to have these conversations because you're coming with an expectation that it's just me and you.
Yeah.
So it's better to have that conversation ahead of time. And for me, again, if you don't want it to go so far, don't take no such a expensive gift and all that. You're looking to get your tank bus. That didn't sound too right. I must apologize, Pastor. If you listen.
Well, we had a caution. You know.
We had a caution. We had a caution you. Yeah.
People get tank bus.
Yeah.
Or the governor is going to get ripped off then. How about that?
Yeah. You see,
in a sense, you understand it then.
I understand.
It is these nuances, and it's hard. As much as we say communicate, it's hard to start a relationship and get into all of this because that lady goes out and watch your cookie. Write down that for me. What I do? Don't talk this deep. Don't wear the watch that you buy for me when I go. How do you really navigate that conversation?
Relationship. What do you think being in a committed relationship means? Are you okay with it just being us? What are your views on having extra affairs, or what is that situation
or
to
you know, women like to go on men's phone.
Yeah, that is a big thing as well.
Whatever I see on my phone, you go and cry first. Don't even ask me
personally, I don't believe in that, you know.
No, a lot of people do that. They see it all the time. And who is that?
If you had to do that, then you already have a problem.
Then you shouldn't be in the relationship.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I have never looked through anybody's phone. I've never done that.
God bless your eyesight.
I know, but I am too busy for that. If I suspect that that's what's going on and I ask you a question and things...
So you do like America. You
didn't have to shed, you didn't shed no set of tears and that kind of thing.
For what?
Have no phone and all.
Look at me.
Oh my God.
Just humor people.
I catch you one in my body and wouldn't even say sorry.
Not in the 26th.
Nah.
He wouldn't even say sorry.
Doctor not good, you know, for.
Life goes on.
But in a very materialistic society and where things get exchanged and everybody's into things, buy me this, if you love. And you hear this generation talking about that. The proof of love most times is in buying things. A lot of things. And you go be, and parents tell you about daughters that you go be with a man who can't buy nothing for you.
For you? Yeah. So see where the poison starts?
Yeah.
So it's a thing.
So
the day the man have it tight, he have no money, you let broken, but he under pressure because she expecting things.
Correct.
So he had to go and pull a gold chain down the road.
Yeah, to pull her, you had to lock her neck.
Yeah, lock her neck because she have more things.
And we may laugh at it, but look at crime during certain times of the year.
Yes.
Look at Christmas. Look at Carnival.
Yep.
When men under pressure.
Yeah.
There's 2 tickets for wedding party on the down by the Hyatt name. Lime. 2 tickets for Lime, and she want to go Lime, and she tell all she friends.
And 2 tickets to somebody rent, boy. Think again.
Good. Will you get a Lime ticket?
That might be more than I rent.
Good. And these days, it's not just the ticket. It's all the extra, you know,
caveats that come with it.
So it's very difficult to navigate, even though we have a lot of wisdom and books and podcasts. It's really difficult to navigate those types of interactions these days in 2026. So,
see, we have one lady. Let the lady take us home.
Yes, the lady will take us home because we have a couple seconds to go. Dr. Sandy Ford.
Yes, so it was a pleasure as usual. I want people to take these discussions seriously, and if you haven't had that conversation, now is the time to have it. Over back to you, sir.
Senior Martinson.
Yeah, so once again, we look forward to seeing you on Monday. We go on.
We go on.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
Get ready. This is big.